So the first half of the first season is done, and this is episode 2 of Back to Prem with Middlesbrough, where we try and take one of the teams of the original 1992 Premier League season who have fallen from grace and try and get them back to the promised land of the Premier League. We're now in February 2020, and let's see how we're doing with Middlesbrough. So we're up into second, so we've been flirting around. For those of you that haven't gone and seen the first episode, please go back and watch that and come back here. We've been flirting around with the playoff spots, but we've just edged our way into second place because we've recently beaten, who have we recently beaten? Blackburn, and Brentford drew their game, so we go ahead of them by 2 points. Leeds are still running away with it. We were last together for the end of December, I think, if I remember rightly. We had that mental game 5-2 that we went through. Obviously, there is no live games in this series. It's a speedy playthrough so that we can see if we can get Middlesbrough back to the promised land of the Premier League within 3 seasons. We get 3 seasons to see how far we can take them in this save. So after we went into January, and I said that we need to go in for reinforcements, but we didn't have any money, so we'll go and have a look in a minute who we've bought in, or you might see it as we flick through these. In fact, let's go and do transfers first. So we sold George Friend for £750,000 and got rid of him off the wage bill as well. 32 years old. He's moved to Cardiff, where he will probably play well, but was not getting any game time for us at all. So I was happy to move him on. He's very, very injury prone, and he has left the club. On the ins then, a number of loanees joined the club with the money that we got. Matty Longstaff has joined from Newcastle. What we needed was a bit more of some passing ability in the midfield to hit the front lines, and that's what Matty Longstaff brings us. Next there, he'll play in the middle next to wing, and I'm hoping that he does well. He's actually playing at the moment in the central midfield defend role because he's got most of the stats to be able to do that, and at this level he is playing very, very well. As you can see, 4 appearances, 6.9 and 1 assist already. Doing very well. We're paying 90k for him to have him on loan and 4.1k a week of his wages. So very nice indeed. Next up, James Garner, another central midfielder, but we're not using him as a central midfielder. This is a youngster from Man United. I'm pretty sure lots of people who play the game and watching the Premier League have heard about James Garner. He's doing very well, 6.95, 4 appearances and 1 goal scored for us already. We are actually using him as our libero in the 3 at the back role that we're using. Comes with most of the stats you need. Very, very excited to get him in. He's looking very useful indeed and gives us a bit more depth at the back and in midfield if necessary. We need full-back support, wing-back support, so we've brought in Tony Gallagher, Scottish youngster. He's only 20 years old, on loan from Liverpool. Good pace, good acceleration. He is going to be playing back up to the left-hand side, though. He won't be getting too many starts. I think he's made no appearances for us so far this season. And yeah, he probably won't make that many games, but he's a decent player to have in backup. On the other side of the wing-backs position, we've brought in Oscar Burr from Wolves. We're only paying £500 a week for him. We bought him in, I think it's, total loan 65k for the total loan. Again, good physicals, very similar to Gallagher on the left-hand side. Not the best of players, but is generally a good position and gives us a lot of options. And I love the gets forward whenever possible as a wing-back. So yeah, he probably won't get too much game time. Has he played anything for us yet? No, he hasn't. But yeah, we'll see how he gets on in the future. And then finally, Callum Slattery joins on loan from Southampton. We needed an attacking midfielder to give a bit of support in there. He comes in with some good attributes. Passing 14, technique 13, vision 13, decisions 13, composure 13, first touch 13, long shots 13. He should be alright. He's played 2 games for us on a 6.6, both of them coming off the bench as a sub towards the end of the games. But very excited to get him in. So they're the transfers we made in January. The games went okay. We knocked out the FA Cup by QPR. Terrible performance, really. Tavernier got us a goal. Narky Wells got the winner. We couldn't find our way back into it. Derby County, we won 1-0. Ashley Fletcher getting us the goal there. 2-1 win against Fulham with Ashley Fletcher and James Garner getting his first goal for the club. And a good 3-2 win at Birmingham. Lucas Jukovic getting 2 goals for them, but Boller, Shotton and Tavernier scoring for us. We've just beaten Blackburn 2-0. They got a man sent off once we were already 2-0 up, so it was pretty comfortable after that happened, which was good. Lucio came on as a striker in that game just to mix it up a little bit because Ashley Fletcher got injured. He didn't do very well. He got a 6.5 as you'd expect, but it is going very, very well. So we're probably going to be able to do all of this through until the end of the season in this video, and then Episode 3 will come back for the summer transfers and play through the transfer window with a bit of news when stuff happens. I think that's what we're going to do. We are still taking suggestions of which club of the original 1992 lineup for the Premier League do you want to see me try and get back to the Premier League. There's a whole host of them that have fallen away. Some are in the Championship, some are in League 1, some are in League 2. But the only stipulation is that they had to be in the original Premier League lineup from 1992. But yeah, so it's going very well. Let's have a quick look at the stats of the players again. So goals, Ryan Brewster's up the top, but we have injuries at the moment, so let's get rid of that. 13 goals for Assombalonga, 11 for Ashley Fletcher, 8 for Ryan Brewster, and 4 for Jick Steele, our right wing back. Also 4 for Taverner and 4 for Ryan Shotton as well. Assist-wise, 10 for Lewis Wing. He's been superb in the centre of midfield. 5 for Jick Steele and 4 for Boller. Obviously, the wing back's quite crucial to putting in crosses. Appearance-wise, Darren Randolph still hasn't missed a game, and Lewis Wing and Ayala have only missed 2. Average rating-wise, Lewis Wing still our best player up there, doing really well. Assombalonga, when he's fit, is absolutely brilliant. I was thinking about replacing him at one point, but no, not anymore. He's definitely staying with us. Ryan Shotton at centre-back is having a good season as well. Lucio is all the way down here for average rating, but he's still on a 6.7, which is pretty decent. And Darren Fletcher is just above him on a 6.71. If you're interested in the old fogies that we brought to the club to see how they're getting on. Luca Navarro has been called up from the youth team to help us with our striker crisis. He's not really done very much. One game, 6.9. Can't really argue with that. In the youth system, he got 11 appearances and only scored 3 goals, so I'm not too sure how good he's actually going to be. But we will find out. So we're going to go through, play a bit more of the games. We'll come back at the end of February and see how... Maybe the end of February, or should we go the end of March? Let's go... We'll come back at the end of February and see how we're getting on. It's the 1st of March, and we're going to be looking at our results because we are second, but in big news, we beat Leeds 1-0 in front of 34,000 people, a sellout at the Riverside. It was very, very nice indeed. Let me just move my microphone in front of me so you can hear me properly. Yes, it's been good. Blackburn 2-0 win, Brentford 4-0 win, Wigan a 2-0 loss. Dreadful. Luton Town a 1-0 win, Barnsley a 1-0 win, Leeds a 1-0 win, and Nottingham Forest a 1-0 win as well. The only bad thing is that British Assombalonga came back from injury and then immediately got injured again. Matty Longstaff got a sent off, but that's fine. We got the win, so it doesn't really matter. And what it has done is propelled us to be within 2 points of Leeds for the top spot in the table, with not too many games left to go. So we have March and April to play through, and it's going to be very interesting to see how we get on in these. So obviously with British Assombalonga and Ashley Fletcher being out injured, Navarro came up, but he's now dropped back down to the youth team. And yeah, goal scorers have been pretty good. Ashley Fletcher back on the score sheet, straight away back from injury. Ryan Brewster doing well as well, someone that I think we're going to have to try and get back in on loan next year, whether we go up or not. Can you have inter-Premier League loans? I can't remember. But it's going very, very well. Tony Gallagher yet to make an appearance for us. As I said, he'll be playing a lot of backup to the left-sided players, and Hayden Coulson is probably ahead of him in the picking as well. So, yeah, that one might be a little bit of a waste of money from me, but we don't worry about that. We don't worry about wasting money. It's fine. In terms of finances, we're 6 million in the red, but come the end of the season with prize money, we will be totally fine. We're not breaking FFP, which is great. In terms of the club vision, the club vision, sorry, they are satisfied with the possession football. Sign players from lower levels in the domestic game. They're disappointed. Now, sod it, because we're doing really well. Develop players in the new club's youth system. Not sure if we're going to pass that either, because we've got a weird logo. We're working within the wage budget, finally, and we're meant to aim for mid-table, but they're delighted because we're near the top, which is absolutely great. So yeah, the 2 competitions we absolutely failed, but it doesn't look like they're actually that worried about it, so that's fine. When it says work within the wage budget on course, technically we're not. We're spending $3,000 over, but if we go and look at is it finances in here? Yeah, so the committed spending, it basically means that when we look into next year with everybody leaving, we should be fine. Even though that says our wage budget's going to go down, I don't think it will, but we'll see what happens. So generally it is going very, very well at the moment in March. As we move into March, we are top we're second. Sorry, we're second in the table. We just need Leeds to slip up once, and then hopefully we can pounce. But they've been all there. They lost Bielsa and have hired Ian Holloway, and he seems to have just kept it going and rocking really well for Leeds United. Bielsa moved to West Ham, who are Sky Bet Championship, Premier League. West Ham were struggling and now find themselves up in 10th, so he's doing a good job with them. Brighton, Crystal Palace and Newcastle occupy the relegation zones. Watford and Newcastle are pretty much joint on there, and Southampton all on 30 points. Southampton's got a game in hand though, so yeah, it's getting pretty close. Raheem Sterling top of the goal scoring charts with 16 and player rating. Man City appear to be absolutely dominating it, 2 points ahead of Liverpool, but they've got a game in hand. And Man United, Leicester and Arsenal fighting it out, although Leicester are quite a way behind, 12 points off 6th. So it's looking pretty unrealistic, that table at the moment. But yeah, it's all going well. Dynamics, so support is good. Dressing room atmosphere is really, really good. We currently have 35 players at the club, including 14 in the first team, who are considered to be very happy, which is what we want. Team cohesion, everyone's doing very well indeed, and it seems to be progressing nicely. If we look at the social groups, poor old Tony Gallagher, he's just on his own because he hasn't played any games and he signed in January. So yeah, we'll have to keep it as their own. But we'll be back at the end of the next month to go through how we are doing. So we'll probably come back at the end of April actually, and we'll go through all these results and have a look at stats before we'll come back in March, at the end of March, and then we'll come back at the end of May for the whole season and see if we've managed to secure our return to the Premier League and have we had a chance to secure top spot. That's what we'll find out. So we're at the beginning of April and Leeds United are playoff bound. They're at the top. We've crawled it back to 1 point, though they have a game in hand. We're just going to ignore that. It's been going well. We've pretty much secured second, I'd say. We're 11 points clear of Brentford, so I'd like to think we're not going to drop 11 points over this period, but you never know. The 1-0 win against Nottingham Forest was very nice. We backed that with a 1-1 draw with Swansea, which wasn't the best, but Stoke got a beating. We absolutely battered them, but only came away with 1 goal, but it was a win. Hull City, 3-1 away win. Jared Bowen got them a goal, but Shotton, Ayala and Asoma Balonga on return from injury got us the win. And then to finish a trio of away games, we actually drew with Charlton 1-1. Tavernier put us ahead, but Lecco got the equaliser, and he's doing very well from this year actually. Going in to the end of the season then, we're going to be playing QPR, Millwall, Bristol City, Reading, Cardiff and Sheffield Wednesday, which is a relatively easy run-in in comparison to what Leeds have, where they have Blackburn, Huddersfield, Stoke, Swansea, Barnsley, Derby and Charlton. So I'm hoping they drop points somewhere over here. The FA Cup run they had didn't really hinder them. They beat Nottingham Forest in the 5th round, and then also they lost to Man United in the quarter-final, but then beat a pretty poor Luton Town team in their game in hand, or one of the game in hands that they had. The important thing will be how they recover from Saturday to Tuesday to Friday to Monday. So that's what we've got to hope that is where they drop points. In terms of our squad, everybody's playing well. Most people are back fit, which is very, very nice. Paddy McNair is wanted by Aston Villa. Yeah, go for it. How much? Yeah, give me some money. Take him. He's not really playing for me. Have him for 7.5 million. Why not? It's all going well actually. As I said, I think we're going to secure the automatic promotion spot. We need to win one more game. We've got guaranteed playoffs, so that is wonderful. Goals, Assom Balonga's been banging them in, as has actually Fletcher. They've been a really good partnership up front, and then Brewster has come in and backed them up really well because he's actually advanced forward and can play the complete forward role pretty well. Again, I will be keen to keep him on loan if we can going into next season. But overall, it's been good. Dale Fry's been... is it Dale Fry, I think? Is it Fry? No, Nathan Wood was getting a lot of interest from Arsenal, Chelsea and Man United. It seems to have died off a little bit now. But at 17 years old, he looks like he's going to be absolutely brilliant. And next year, we'll probably come into the team a little bit more as we ease out the likes of Lucio, who is still here and still playing games. He's been on the bench a lot. He's played probably 15 more games than he ever thought he would in England. So yeah, he's doing fine. He's doing well actually. He's coming in and doing well. Darren Fletcher, where's Mr. DF? Darren Fletcher, there he is. again, he's still a good player at this level. He's played 15 games as well. A 6.66, the 666, the thing of the devil. But it's all going very, very well. So we'll be back for the end of the season where we find out if we've got Middlesbrough promoted at the first chance of asking. See you in a bit. So here we are then, the end of season 1, and we got promoted! We finished second, and we ballsed it up a little bit and completely let Leeds run away with it. But we are at the end of the season, so we'll quickly go through it all. So fans player of the season, Lewis Wing. I'm unsurprised by that. He was incredible. Ryan Brewster and Jigsteel, the right wing back, was up there as well. Taverner scored the goal of the season against QPR. Darren Fletcher was the signing of the season. Well, it was between him and Lucio, really. So they picked Darren Fletcher over Lucio. Poor old Lucio. Young player of the season, Lewis Wing. Again, I'm sure he's going to have some people after him. There's already some interest. Norwich are fancying their chances. So the season review then, the cups were terrible. The league was brilliant. We went top once there, and that was it. Coming out to the season, a 5-4 win against Cardiff, and then we lost 4-1 to Forest as well. 68% form. We used the joint fourth highest amount of players in the league. So, the board would like to discuss the club's long-term vision and outline our initial expectations for both the remainder of the season and the years ahead. So, I want to negotiate this because there's a few things in here that I don't like. Develop players using the club due system, that's okay. Play possession football, meh. Sign players under the age of 23 for the first team, okay, I can try and do that. I'm going to remove that because I sort of want to sign older players. I think that will help us out. Play defensively solid football, nope. Make the most of set pieces, nope. And play high tempo pressing football, that's okay, we do that anyway. The 5-year plan, work within the wage budget, yeah, that's okay. Sign players to sell for a profit, okay. Maximum 1-year contract for players over the age of 33, okay. Minimum 3-year contracts for first team players, okay. And we'll go from there. So if we suggest, your open pro is nowhere near agreeable. The main issue we have is your pro is that you're unwilling to base our game around strong set pieces. But I don't want to do strong set pieces because they're crap. It's only preferred as well. Okay, right. Get rid. Sign players. Do not sign players aged over 30. Suggest. The main issue is that I want to not sign players over the age of 30. But I want to sign players aged over 30. They would help us out. The fact we've just got promoted. Bloody hell. Okay, fine. Whatever. Let's just go for it. And we'll see what they say. Bloody Steve Gibson. Squad dynamics have all been really good. End of season team meeting. We'll calmly say, I think we're in a good position to avoid relegation. I don't know. I think we're in a good position to avoid a relegation battle. You've done superbly to achieve this, and I'm sure it will be given the chance to come back and help us avoid getting involved in the relegation battle next season. Oh my god, this is tough. I want to get off soon. There are financial realities in football. In order to satisfy our objective of turning a profit in the transfer market, there will be some changes in the playing squad between now and next season. I mean, that's honest. And it's only pissed them off. Okay, thanks for those that do agree with me. Excellent. The squad end of season break. Training camp. Let's... The Algarve... North East England. The Algarve sounds lovely. Let's go to the Algarve. Excellent. So yeah, it's been an interesting season. We'll go and look at the table right now. So there you go. Leeds 103 points. Absolutely smashed it and ran away with it. 11 points ahead of us, and we finished 9 ahead of Brentford. Brentford, Fulham and West Brom and Preston all got the playoff spots. I'm not too sure. Is their playoffs done? No, they're still going. They're still going, the playoffs. So yeah, it was very good. It's a very good season. We've got Middlesbrough promoted at the first time of asking. So QPR, we won 3-1. Millwall, we lost 2-1. Absolutely dreadful. That's where Leeds really took advantage. Then we got 2 back-to-back 1-1s against Bristol City and Reading. And then we beat Cardiff 3-0. That's what got us our successful promotion. And then we just beat Sheffield Wednesday 1-0 with a goal from Ryan Brewster. And I've made inquiries into signing most of the people we've got on loan, and nearly every single club has said no. Man United wanted 111 million for Joe Garner, and Newcastle wanted 96 for Matty Longstaff. So there we go. We get lots of new records and lots of things like that. Randolph sets new clean sheet records and everything like that. We've got 40 million to spend and a wage budget of about 200,000 to play with. So we've got quite a lot of money to increase the team. I've got to take unavailable off now, haven't I? Because everyone's on holiday. So you'll probably see the likes of Darren Fletcher and Lucio moving on to pastures new because we don't need them anymore. We'll let all the loans expire and then try and figure out what on earth we want to do with this squad, because it's a good squad. What we've got, it needs to be bigger. I think we found that before. We will try and sell and move on some people. Fulham beat West Brom and Brentford beat Preston. So we'll try and move on. We're just going to feed this through to see who's coming up with us. But I think it's been absolutely fantastic as it does an autosave. It's been brilliant. 2 more seasons to go. How far can we get? How far can we get? That's the question. How far can we get in 2 seasons? The first season we got promoted. 2 more seasons to see what we can do with Middlesbrough. And Atlanta really wants a land taverner, apparently. Okay, fair enough to them. We need to go and have a look. I'm going to do it all offline. We'll come back for... I don't know if it's come back for the transfer. Yeah, we'll come back for a transfer window episode. They're always fun to do, where we'll just cut it up and edit it out a bit. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who we can sign, who we can go for. And I'm very much looking forward to it. If you have enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the series. Subscribe if you're new. There'll be more of these Back to Prem series coming. We've got the 3rd episode of this first season to come with Middlesbrough, and then we will be tackling the Premier League. So thank you so much for watching, but for now, I'm out. Cheers.